This is 6 months after my summit, but still there is no a penny less in my excitement of what I have done. I made a YouTube video of my Everest expedition. The first thing I want to tell you is that the video that I made is just a happy part. The Everest expedition goes so deep, so much deeper down that it's really difficult to express. And I hope I can talk to you a bit about it now. I've done Everest Base Camp trek over 50 times. I never had that weird feeling of tiredness, and I was like extremely tired, and I had a fever, I had a headache. Waited for 1 day, 2 day, 3 day. No, I didn't feel better. And the cook at the base camp came to my tent every morning, that 3-4 night morning, and gave me a cup of hot ginger tea. And I drank all of them, and I just threw these all blood things out of my nose. Good thing is that when I went to Dingbuche, lower altitude, stayed few nights at the lower altitude, that is 4,400 meters above sea level, and went to the doctor, and I asked, can I actually go back to the expedition? He told me that you have already finished your 14 days. He suggested me to go to base camp slowly. I didn't know, I didn't know it was a COVID. But I have a life, primary thing. The death is a secondary thing. And if I am afraid of death, I may forget to live my life. Everyone in the base camp would go to the tent and sleep. But me, I have dinner at 9 or 8:30 or 9 o'clock and go to the bed. I mean, bed means tent. And wake up in the morning around 1 or 2, and I go to the rock just in front of my tent. Just in front there is a huge rock. And I go to that rock and sit there with the full clothes on. Don't worry, it's cold, I know. But I have my down jacket and down suit and all these geared up. And I reflect everything of my life. Everything. From my childhood, my upbringing, my friends, my wife, my son. I mean, everything around me would pop up. Like I'm sitting there. It's not one day, it's not one time. Many nights that when I was at the base camp. I could see the stars over there, I could see the mountain, and I could see the glacier and so many tents with a bit of lights on, and I'm sitting there. Everything is popping up. Everything was getting clearer and clearer and clearer every day. Money, family, society, progress, everything people are after. I could see it so easily, so clear. Everything has its own thing, own place, and it works out. And importantly, you don't have to do anything. It just happens. It just works out. Only thing I realized that I should be doing what I'm supposed to do. First time in my life, I have encountered the death. And when you see death in front of you, you bargain with death. I was at the Camp Ho, 8,000 meters above sea level. Kipa Sherpa and I fixed the tent in like 70 kilometers per hour wind, minus 50 degrees centigrade. Because of the big wind, my guide, Kipa, could not go out and then take the ice because we melt ice and make it water and drink. So at Camp 4, we did not drink water. So imagine, we did not eat food also. That night, oh my god, Kipa is sleeping on this side, I'm sleeping here, and the wind is banging on this from this side, and I'm on the wind side, okay? And I put my backpack on this side. And the wind is so strong that cold is going like a bullet in my body. The thing is that I was not feeling cold in my hands and feet, but feeling cold in me, in my deeper being. My chest was cooling down. And Kipa slept. I feel like if I fall asleep, I'm sure I'm not gonna get up in the morning. For example, a flame of a candle is dying. So, in case if I fall asleep, that flame would die. First time in my life, I feel like I was dying. You know, when people talk about this Everest expedition, there are so many parts that I cannot miss. But there is a one part that it's not anywhere in online or whatever, nobody has talked about it. The foremost, most extremely beautiful part of this experience is from balcony to the summit of Mount Everest. You can pay hundreds of thousands of dollars, but you can never have that experience unless you are there. Because once, for me, okay, once I was at the balcony, after 3 hours of climbing from South Pole to the balcony, I suddenly saw Makalu over there, the huge mountain. I looked back, the entire wall was there, stars and bright moon. Holy cow, that was so amazing. I just looked back and I felt like I don't want to move because I was above everything else. That was midnight, probably 1 o'clock in the morning. Midnight, but I could see the earth, half of the earth, so visible, so clear. And from then onwards, when I was climbing towards the Everest, I had to go through the ridge, Tibet side, Nepal side. There is a ridge that you have to go. And the wind comes from Nepal side and goes to Tibet. There's a big chance that you fly to Tibet. Okay, huge wind. But that wind is again nothing when you look everything else. And I could see the horizon and the sun's ray. It is about 2 or 2:30 in the morning. The sun's ray is going up towards the sky, and I don't know where the sun is. And every step I'm going further, that sun ray bends over me like that slowly and goes, and I'm going towards the south summit. Oh my god, that is so beautiful. And then I go a bit down to the Hillary step and climb a bit, and that sun ray touches me. And that part has never been explained by anybody else, as per my understanding. I've watched hundreds of YouTube videos, and I've talked to hundreds of friends. That beautiful moment, every step I walk, I climb, I just want to see this, and I don't want to move. But my Sherpa, Kipa, says, Ram, come on, let's go. But look, I was so satisfied that I just didn't even care about summit. In the Western world, or now even in Nepal, people express their love like I love you, darling, blah blah blah, all these things. And my marriage was love marriage. Uh, to be honest with you, my wife loves me the most. That's what my feeling is. And I never said I love you to my wife, because this when I say I love you to my wife, it looks strange, because what are you talking about? Like, she may feel like, huh? What's wrong with this man? Of course, she knows that I love her, but expressing this way is very weird. And I had a dream. My wife is my backbone, and I love her. And I wanted to express that I love her. And expressing my love to her from the top of the world would be the best. So when I arrived there, suddenly something clicked in my mind. Hey Ram, express your love to your wife. Yes, of course I should.
I never said I love you to my wife today. This is I love you from the top of the world, my wife. Sita, love you.
That moment, even now you look at the YouTube, it's fun, but at that moment I was so happy to express it. And I'm pretty sure my wife understands this. I hope so.
23rd May 2021. We are at the top of the world. Sagarmatha, the Everest. Me and Kipa.
Hello.
Kipa, how are you doing?
We're doing very well.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. He's my climbing trainer, and he took me to the top of the world.
Congratulations for your success.
Thank you. Cheers.
Even in my first attempt, Kipa was the man who gave me a climbing training, how to make a nose, or all this mountaineering training. He gave me a lot of ideas about the mountaineering and climbing before going to the first attempt. But unfortunately, he was booked with another company. But this time, Kipa, I love this man. Kipa Sherpa is my brother now. He understands me 100%, and I understand him 100%. He can see me and I can see him. The bonding between him and I is extreme. You can even see on my video how responsive this man is. People are different. It doesn't matter Sherpa, Brahmin, Westerner, whoever it is. Everyone is different. But this Kipa Sherpa and I had the best bonding. We decided everything together. He told me, Ramdai, this is gonna be really bad days up ahead. We should go back. And I said, okay. And I suggested, what if we go this, we do this, and I said, okay, let's do this, Ramdai. Kipa, the puja is finished, so
Yeah, we just finished
what
our
next?
puja. So next we will be heading for Kathmandu to set up our tent and everything for our stuff. So we'll heading day after tomorrow. We are planning heading day after tomorrow.
Okay. And Kipa and I decided absolutely right things on this expedition. And the luck and weather, everything worked out in our position, our path. Even in that camp till 9 o'clock in the evening, the weather was so bad, the wind was over 70 kilometers per hour. But nearly 8:30 to 9, everything stopped. Weather was great, so we went. And Kipa said, brother, let's go. And I was so happy. Okay, my dream is coming to succeed, coming to fulfill. And we went. Yeah, even the Kipa was a bit sick while going from Camp 4 to summit, the balcony. He had something problem with his stomach, but he struggled, and he said, Ramdai, I'm gonna go with you, whatever happens. I'm here for you. Oh my God, this is a lovely man. I love this man.
So, this is 21st. We are going to Camp 4. Maybe I should ask Kipa. Kipa, are you okay?
We are at Camp 4, 8,000 meter, and Kipa, my Sherpa, and I on the same spot, doing same thing. We are fixing the tent. I'm suffering. He's fine. My hands are frozen. I say, Kipa, I'm frozen, Kipa, I'm frozen. I'm really cold. And he said, you go inside the tent and hold on the tent. I'll fix it. And he fixes the tent outside and I fix the tent inside. Like, look, inside the tent, there is no wind going. So it's warmer. But outside, it's so crazy. And if we are not able to fix the tent, we would surely die. He has no problem. One thing, one evidence. Another evidence, we are on the summit of Mount Everest. I have a mittens and gloves. I cannot take that mitten out and take my photo. And I asked my, Sherpa, Kipa, can you please take my photo? Oh, yeah, give me the phone. He just takes out his gloves. He takes a photo. These guys don't feel cold. I mean, I am frozen. It was impossible for me to take any photos at all. It's so windy on top of the world. And my guide said, no, this is not a wind. Normally it's way crazier, way speed. It's so good, he says. It's warm, he says. But for me, I was frozen and he wasn't frozen. I was suffering and he was not suffering. It is difficult for everybody. What I'm telling you is that the level of suffering, I'm suffering way more than he is suffering. So these guys, Sherpas, have this something in them that makes them feel easy on the higher altitude, and we suffer. For them, going to the climbing a mountain is going to the park. When I was going down from the summit of Mount Everest, I definitely had to cross many dead bodies. Yeah, I had to cross even going to the summit. At that time, nothing bothered me because I had the summit in my brain. But the thing is that when I was going down, there was a body right on this hilary step right there. And then after that, I just passed, and there is a south summit. I just, climbed up a little bit up like that, and there is a body, a woman body. And then once I passed that woman's body, a voice came to me in Nepali language. That was a real voice, like me I'm speaking. This voice, Janira. Huh? And in our society, in our culture, we have a saying that if you think the ghost or the spirit is calling you, don't look back. That struck me right in my brain. And I heard that voice. There was no one else except me. And Kipa is already 20 meters ahead. And I'm there. And nobody's around. 100% nobody. Only that dead woman's body. I'm passing a dead woman's body. And the male voice comes and says that, Janira, are you sure you want to go back? Don't you want to stay with us? Are you sure? And at that spot, I feel like, oh my God, these dead bodies want me to stay together with them. I was so afraid, really afraid. At that point, I thought about my wife, my son, and no, I have to go back. No, I can't stay. Yes, it would be best to stay in the heaven. That is a heaven. Those people who are living over there, they are living in the heaven. That's, people think, oh, he died. No, he stayed there in the heaven. That's why they offered me to stay there. but I was still a human, and I felt like, no, no, I'm going back. One incident I want to share with you, probably you'll understand this, that I was going down from summit to the base in Camp 2, and I met up with a couple of different people, and I was so thirsty, I didn't have water for 2 days. I was really struggling. I asked a sip of water, but they said that water is for their friend. Okay? And I can imagine that, okay, maybe their friends are also in the same state like I am. I was very much, I needed it. I don't know what to say. But anyway, in the Mount Everest, there are people who would help me, who would do anything for you. There are different types of people on Mount Everest. Some people may have had a bigger heart. In normal context, a sip of water does not mean that much. But in Mount Everest, it does. It is about life and death. So, I don't know. I don't know how to explain this. But in Mount Everest, this is quite a big thing. A sip of water. I was born in a very poor family. We have a saying in Nepalese, Hazur baउको त्यो बिघ्न सम्पत्ति, बाउले बेचे नातिको यो गति. My grandfather was rich, my father made it little, and now I'm trying my best. From my childhood, everybody loved me, and this is what I think we should do with the children. We should love them. Those who are loved ones becomes the productive one. At the same time, I was so poor, I had no other option than to progress, to do something in my life. I was born in Sarlahi, that's the southern part of Nepal. Approximately about 100 meters above sea level, okay? And for us, thinking about this, the tallest mountain on earth, in a very clear day, we could see the mountain over there. And thinking that and going there, it's absolutely an unbelievable thing. And once I submitted Mount Everest, and once my video was over there on YouTube and my Facebook and all these things, my villagers, I'm so happy that all my people there, everybody in that area were so happy that at least a man who was born in the southern part, the flatland in Nepal, submitted Everest. So all of them, every day I got calls from one and another and another and another. Ram brother, Ram bhai, come on, come to, we want to, congratulate you and this and that. Like, I submitted Everest for me. I'm sorry, I'm not telling you, I submitted for anybody else. But that affected so many other people in my area. They called me back home and this, congratulated me. So, everybody comes to me and talks to me like, Ram brother, congratulations, thank you so much for, you're from my village, blah, blah, blah. Oh my God, it's so beautiful. I feel so nice. What next for Mountain Man? I'm still alive and I need a living drive. I want to climb all 7 summits of all 7 continents, surely. But after that, there is one huge dream, which may sound strange, which may sound a bit over-ambitious, which may feel like he has lost his brain. But I really want to do that. I want to go to this space and spend time there. I want to see life behind this Earth circle. I want to experience my life beside the life circle. And space is the place where you're out of your life circle. It sounds crazy. It costs a lot of money, I know. And I don't know how I'm gonna earn it, how I'm gonna manage it. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but that is the seed implanted in my brain. I want to go to that